Warning! This video contains a large toad that blocks item cards. It might leave people frustrated. Be careful.
Also, TCG Zapdos, he does a very good job as well. Very helpful for newer and experienced players alike, so check them out.
I guess that you want to play an item. I know you want to, but you have to believe me when I say that you cannot play them, because my Seismitoad is using a quaking punch. Yeah, I don't wanna be the one to ruin your game, but yeah, you are not allowed to play any item card in your hand. Okay, it's got to tell all over again. Wow, how long has it been? Emerging powers, where I've been. Anyway, let's crack around with this crazy deck idea. And my let's play, 4 of them combined. What a type EX in town, locking my opponent until he drowns in misery. And with this deck I won't have to worry about the annoying laser. You see, it has potential for you and me. Listen up folks, what deck this can be in the Pokemon TCG. I guess that you want to play an item. I know you want to, but you have to believe me when I say that you cannot play them, because my Seismitoad is using a quaking punch. Yeah. What's up YouTube, it's Zapdos TCG here and welcome to episode 74. This episode was pre-recorded, so that's the reason I haven't been able to comment on all your questions lately, but I'll do that once I'm back in town, which is the August of 17 by the way. Yeah, a little surprise as well, because I'll be opening a booster box of the Furious Fist set. Alright, that aside, this episode is about Seismitoad EX, the giant toad with the Furious Fist officially out now. We can look forward to another playable EX. Seismitoad EX is a water-type EX with a weakness to grass and a retreat cost of 3. Well, that doesn't look very promising. Genesect Virizion decks will eat this one up alive. Or will they? If we look at the attack, it has Quacking Punch, it deals 30 damage for a DCE, and it has a nasty side effect. Your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. Wow, that is awesome. Imagine yourself using that in the beginning of the game. Your opponent will definitely struggle to get out his or her Pokemon, and he isn't able to play lasers and the other good item cards as well. This Pokemon really comes in handy if we play it together with Garbodor. I know this Pokemon keeps popping up for some reason in my episodes. It's true, but it's because of his ability lock, and yeah, in combination with Seismitoad's item lock, we have ourselves the perfect lock. Putting your opponent to sleep with a Hypnotoxic Laser while using a Quacking Punch so they can't use any item cards will be very efficient. They won't be able to play Switch, which could be very troublesome if they stay asleep between turns thanks to the Hypnotoxic Laser. Also with Muscle Band, you'll deal 50 damage as a base while keeping this lock up. I definitely run Lysander to catch out some Pokemon that have a high retreat cost, so they'll remain in the active spot and your opponent struggles to get them out there because they can't even use Keldeo EX to switch because Garbodor is there on your bench. So it's a really great strategy, and you can just carefully build up some powerful attackers on the bench because Seismitoad will prevent your opponent from playing item cards. The only thing they can do is Lysander out some of your bench Pokemon, but let's just talk about some other Pokemon in this deck. If you don't want Garbodor, maybe we have some other options left. That's true. Maybe we can try running Greninja. We haven't heard about Greninja at all, so let me explain it. Because of its ability, it lets you discard a water energy from your hand in order to drop 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Reminds me of Spray Splash back in the day of Kingdra Prime, dropping 1 damage counter, but each turn dropping 3 damage counters. You can stack that up with multiple Greninjas. Can really help Seismitoad to get the damage output it needs for fast KOs. Also, it can attack for a single energy, and it only gives up 1 prize card if it gets knocked out. And yeah, side note, since it's a water deck, it'll have no problems knocking out Landorus EXs, which have stacked up in price lately. Definitely run 4 Seismitoads in your deck because that'll be your main attacker. Also, Jirachi EX could find his way in this deck, just 1 copy to search out a supporter when you're having difficult times at the beginning of the game. Also, Rare Candy is a must if you're playing Greninja, of course, to evolve your Froakies straight away to the Sniping Greninja. As for the trainers, we'll usually go for Junipers and Shauna. Yeah, I'm saying Shauna is also a good supporter. It's basically up to you to get around 10 draw supporters in your deck. I'm also a big fan of Bianca, since this deck usually discards a lot of cards thanks to Greninja's ability and Ultra Balls and Juniper and the stuff like that. Maybe with Bianca by your side if you have a dead hand using the ability, and then Ultra Ball you have a low hand. You can just use Bianca, it'll be more beneficial. Then of course Skyla, Lysander, and maybe one Pokemon fan club might find his way in this deck. I'm not so certain about that since I haven't tested out Pokemon fan club, but it can be neat to get out 2 Froakies on your bench straight away. Lysander is also great to knock out Landorus EXs on the bench if they're protecting on the bench. Also, since we don't run that many Pokemon, we can go for Max Potion. That option is awesome because we only have to discard a DCE attached to our Seismitoad or just one regular energy of our Greninja, which is decent. So I will be able to attach it straight away since we're running 4 DCEs and a couple of water energies. Mewtwo EX can also find his way in this deck for the Surprise X-Ball for Genesect decks to counter those. A good thing is that this deck doesn't really need a Pyro counter with Greninja in this deck. For the rest, you can really make your own version of it with tech cards you decide yourself. Another thing you should know is that you'll want to run a card that brings back energies from the discard pile because it goes fast with the Greninjas, discarding them time after time. Energy Retrieval is the way to go, or maybe you running Superior Energy Retrieval, who knows, could be decent. You have to discard 2 cards in order to get some energies out, 4 actually. Also, you can run the aggressive version of Seismitoad EX decks by using Empoleon instead of Greninja, and then focus more on the Hypnotoxic Lasers, Muscle Bands, Verbank City Gem, and that good stuff, since Empoleon has the great draw support to get out all those items and make the great damage output happen. Also, it can pack a punch with Attack Command, although I like Greninja more in this case. And that's it for another episode / deck analysis. I know it's a rather short one, but it's due to the fact it's pre-recorded and I'm on vacation right now, but as I promised, I'll be back soon on the 17th of August to comment all your questions you might have. Actually, to answer them. And as I promised, there will always be weekly episodes from now on. Now to Poke News is what I would say at this point, but as I said, it's pre-recorded and I don't have any news available for now, and if I did, you already knew about it. So yeah, I cannot look into the future. I don't have psychic powers like an Alakazam. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, click that like button because you know I always appreciate that and it gives me the motivation to keep these weekly uploads going. Also, you can click that subscribe button right here and yeah, if you like, and that way you'll stay updated about all the new videos I upload once they're available. So thanks again for watching an episode and I'll see you guys next time. Sup fellow Poke Trainer, are you ready for the next video? Well, I suggest episode 73. If you haven't watched that already, it's about the future of Yveltal in the new format. Also, I'll do a lot of booster openings. Part 1, 2 and 3 from the Plasma EX10 opening I'm doing right now are online. And of course, we have the battle video on my channel. If you're interested in that, yeah, it's your choice. Go take a look. I'm out. Peace.